Have you ever thought about what makes a person believe so strongly in something that they can't see or touch? This is not about magic or fairy tales, but something profoundly real: faith. It's an intriguing concept, isn't it? Faith is trust, confidence, or assurance in something without needing concrete evidence. It's like knowing the sun will rise tomorrow, even though it's night. Quite a fascinating idea to ponder, don't you think? Let's dive into an ancient story that might shed some light on this question. Imagine you are Abraham, an ordinary man from the ancient times who one day hears a voice from the heavens. This voice is none other than God's, promising you descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, even though you are old and childless. Now that's a promise that seems impossible, right? Yet Abraham displayed trust, confidence, and assurance in God himself. This is where the concept of faith comes in. Faith is not just about believing in things we can see or touch. Rather, it's about trusting in the unseen, God himself, and his promises, even if they seem too good to be true, just like Abraham did. Abraham's faith was not a one-time thing, it was continuous movement, just like a journey. A continuous movement journey filled with ups and downs, just like our lives today. And the most challenging part of his journey? Not allowing anything or anyone to stop him from trusting God himself. When he was asked to sacrifice his beloved son Isaac, he trusted, had assurance and confidence in the one true God, not his understanding or in what he saw with his eyes. Put yourself in Abraham's shoes for a moment. You've waited for a son your entire life, and when you finally have him, you're asked to give him up. Heart-wrenching, isn't it? But Abraham agreed to do it, because he trusted the one true God who promised him the son and produced the son, even in his old age. Even if he did not understand everything, he trusted that God could bring his son back to life if that was necessary. He trusted God's promise even when it seemed to contradict his command. Now you might be wondering, how could Abraham agree to such a thing? The answer is called faith. His unshakable belief that God was the maker of the universe and could make the impossible possible. And that he did. At the very last moment, a ram appeared as a substitute for Isaac. Abraham's faith was tested, and he passed with flying colors. Faith is not about understanding everything, it's about trusting in the one who made everything. Abraham didn't know how God would fulfill his promise, but he believed that God would fulfill the promise. And Abraham's faith was rewarded. Despite the odds, Abraham never wavered in his faith toward God, and it was credited to him as righteousness. His story serves as a powerful reminder that faith is not a passive acceptance of what we see, but an active trust in God and his promises, even when they seem impossible. And that, my friends, is the walk of faith that every believer in Jesus Christ must take when we trust God, not ourselves. Now you might be thinking, great story, but what does it have to do with me? Well, let's take a moment to draw parallels between Abraham's faith and the faith of modern-day believers in Jesus Christ. Just like Abraham, we are called to have trust, confidence, and assurance in God, not just mental assent. So what's the difference between faith and mental assent? Well, mental assent is the acknowledgement of something's existence. It's like knowing there's a chair in the room. But faith? Faith is more than that. Faith is like sitting on the chair, trusting it to hold you up. It's trust, obedience, and assurance in God himself, just like Abraham did. In today's world, faith in Jesus Christ means trusting him even when the road ahead seems uncertain or challenging. It's about obedience to his instructions, even when they go against the grain of popular culture. And it's about being assured that he wants only good and right for the lives of his followers. Now, we know faith can be a tricky concept to grasp, so make sure to hit the like button if you found this helpful and subscribe for more content like this. So, faith isn't about seeing, but about trusting, having confidence and assurance that the promises of God himself, the maker of the heavens and the earth, are true. So, in a nutshell, what can we learn about faith from Abraham's story? Well, Abraham's story vividly illustrates that faith is all about having trust, confidence, and assurance without seeing. It's about holding on to the conviction that what's promised will come to pass, even if it's not immediately visible. It's a concept of trust, assurance, and confidence. It is where we rely on God's promises, just like Abraham did when he was asked to leave his home and venture into the unknown. Faith can also mean obeying even when it's difficult. Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his beloved son Isaac was the ultimate test of his faith. He trusted God's promise, even in the face of unimaginable difficulty. So, let's keep these lessons close to our hearts. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content like this. Remember, like Abraham, our faith does move mountains. Until next time, keep believing and stay faithful. God's message is simple. This is a simple message.